After a couple of weeks of recent decline, Tesla stock is rising again. Tesla stock in the last couple of days has been up more than 10%. I suppose the question now is, where does this go next? To look at this, perhaps we should look at some data from the past. This is an article from February the 25th, speaking about how Tesla stock at the time was crashing. As I say, in the past couple of days we've seen Tesla stock rise, but this does give a bit of an insight into what might be coming with Tesla next. Important to disclose, it's impossible to say with any degree of certainty. I do not have a crystal ball, nor am I a financial advisor, but what we can do is look at some data and see where Tesla could be going in the future. So, Tesla stock at the time of, obviously, this article being written, crashing about 8%. Elon Musk predicted that the stock would get crushed like a souffle being smashed by a sledgehammer if it didn't show profit growth, which is obviously what was happening at the time. As they reported earlier the month, Tesla stock, if it doesn't crash this quarter, Tesla will be likely trading at a 500 plus PE after reporting its Q1 2025 earnings. Last time Tesla traded at these levels, Musk warned Tesla employees that the stock would get crushed like a souffle being smashed by a sledgehammer if it didn't show profit growth. So this is actually quite significant, because what we're hearing from Elon Musk in recent weeks, not again at the time that it is right now, we are seeing a lot of, you could say, concern. Elon Musk kind of implying that Tesla shareholders should hold on to their stock. And those kind of messages, right? Again, that's very, very contrasting perhaps to what we heard in the past, where Elon Musk said that the stock would essentially drop like a souffle being smashed by a sledgehammer last time that Tesla's PE was this high. If you want to know when this was discussed, it was back in 2020, where Elon Musk again said that if the profits just simply do not increase, or Tesla doesn't focus on profits, they are going to see the stock getting smashed. Now bear in mind, this comes about 5 years ago now, so it's kind of interesting because what we're hearing from Tesla right now is a very, very different message. We're hearing Elon Musk kind of suggesting that people might want to hold on to their Tesla shares, and it's essentially not a bad time for the company. All of this amidst a time where Tesla's sales are dropping significantly, all of this in a time where, again, the EV market is actually up, but Tesla's deliveries are down significantly. All of this at a time where people are boycotting Tesla, and at a time where the Cybertruck is getting recalled. So, the essential and important data that we heard about there was the PE ratio, right? Price to earnings. Now, what are we seeing in Tesla? Well, we're actually seeing a really high ratio right now. Well, we're seeing Tesla's trailing PE being at 136.47. We are seeing the forward PE being at 100. So you can see that ratio there. Now that might not mean anything to everyone, but let's just have a look at a few other perhaps similar companies. And for this, I've given a company that has really started to rise in the last couple of years. This is Nvidia, right? Not necessarily in the same industry, but a similar growth company, right? And you could make a very, very strong argument, to be honest, that Tesla is more of an AI company, more of a software company, than it is an auto manufacturer due to the technology that they possess. So you could make an argument either way. Anyway, let's hear what we are seeing from Nvidia. As of March 24, 2025, Nvidia has a trailing PE of 41.30 and a forward PE of 27. Please do bear in mind where Nvidia is, bear in mind where Tesla is, and make your opinions based on that. And if we look to a traditional automaker like Ford, we're seeing Ford's being very much significantly lower. Trailing PE for Ford being at 7.02, forward PE being at 7.15. So people make a big argument at the minute as to where Tesla stock's going to go. A lot of people think there's a bright future for Tesla, and that of course could be the case. And the thing is, guys, I am completely impartial. I don't own Tesla stock. I don't really mind what happens. But what I am doing for you is reporting on the news. This is not my opinion per se. It's mainly based on factual news. So what we're seeing now is a very, very interesting tone. And again, what I think is most crucial is to contrast both Tesla's current PE with, you could say, similar companies or similar industries, and then contrasting the message coming out from Elon Musk now, where he's kind of implying that Tesla stock's good, employees should perhaps hold on to their shares, we heard him speak about in the last couple of weeks, to a time, 4 or 5 years ago, where Tesla was in a very, very different market, and the messages coming out from Musk and Tesla as a whole were very different. Do bear in mind, it's not just boycotts and profit declines from Musk-related politics that Tesla has to worry about. We already know that Tesla's stock is dropping significantly. We already know that Tesla's sales are dropping significantly. I think that everybody is prepared for this, and I think a lot of people are attributing this to, say, Elon Musk's politics. But the reality is, the electric car market, Tesla does not necessarily have the edge, the advantage that they once had. What we're seeing now is that so many alternative brands are offering perhaps cheaper vehicles, perhaps better built vehicles. 10 years ago or so, maybe even less to be honest, you wanted an electric car, you're going to have to go for a Tesla. Now, it's like all of the traditional automakers are catching up, and that doesn't even factor in some new auto manufacturers. You could make a very, very strong argument for these cars coming from China. There are a lot of electric vehicles coming from China. They're very, very well priced. They seem to be of decent quality. And again, at a time where people simply just don't have that much money, at a time where people are kind of turning their back on Tesla anyway, it's not a good time to not have the advantage that you once had. We are in a different market, and that's not to say that Tesla can't come back from this. It's not to say that this is the end for Tesla, of course, but what it does suggest is that the advantage that Tesla once had may not be as strong as once expected. And a lot of people think this could be the bottom for Tesla stock. Of course it could be. I mean, if we look at the 1-year chart, the 5-year chart, this is a significant dip in the past of the company. But with that being said, Elon Musk's words a very long time ago, 5 years ago nearly, they kind of speak for themselves. Tesla's PE is very, very high. This is worth considering when at least thinking about the stock. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think in the comment section. See you soon. Goodbye.